Next class is men's physique novice.
I want you to be mine again, baby. I know my lifestyle is driving you crazy. I cannot see myself without you. We call them friends, don't you know how we do. I go out of my way to please you. I go out of my way to see you. And I want
Time.
you to
Thank
be
you.
mine again, baby. I know my lifestyle is driving you crazy. But I cannot see myself without you. We call them friends, don't you know how we do. I go out of my way to please you. I go out of the way to see you. I ain't playing no games. Baby, can you understand? I'm a young living. Coming from the
5
trap,
seconds.
all the fucking know is getting. I ain't chasing no girl. I'm talking about the digits.
Time.
Big
Thank you.
rolls in my pockets, all 50s. Turned a little check, then I showed you I could triple it. Baby, it's Uber, I only want you. I don't give a who care tats on my face. She don't give a who's still looking too good. Get you on sight. I'm trying to finish this who I started with. I'm trying to spend it all who I got it with. Hey, she my trap queen, let her hit the bando. Hey, we be counting up, watch how far them bands go. Hey, hop in my baby, she jump out the Lambo.
5
Hey,
seconds.
run the bands up, smooth how the wind go. Hey, jumping wood guts all out the
Time.
window.
Gracias.
Hey, married to the money, I ain't never let it go. Hey, baby, it's who out from the bando. Hey, jumping wood guts all out the window. Hey, married to the money, I ain't never let it go. Baby, it's who out from the bando. I know my lifestyle is driving you crazy. I cannot see myself without you. We call them friends, don't you
5
know
seconds.
we do. I go out of my way to please you. I go out of my
Gracias. Thank you.
see you. And I want you to be mine again, baby. I know my lifestyle is driving you crazy. But I cannot see myself without you. We call them friends, don't you know we do. I go out of my way
5 seconds.
to please you. I go out of the way to see you. I ain't playing no games like this.
Gracias. Thank you.
Hope you know I need you. Yeah, baby. I get up on my knees, yeah, baby. Do anything to please you. Yeah, baby. Top down when we breeze through. Yeah, baby. You know they call me Snoopy.
5 seconds.
We living like a movie.
Gracias. Thank you. Five seconds. Gracias. Thank you.
I cannot see myself without you. We call them friends, don't you know how we do. I go out of my way to please you. I go out of my way to see you. And I want you to be mine again, baby. I know my lifestyle is driving you crazy. But I cannot see myself without you. We call them friends, don't you know how we
5
do.
seconds.
I go out of my way to please you. I go
Gracias.
out of
Thank
my
you.
way to see you. I ain't playing no games, I need you.
5 seconds.
5 segundos.
Time. Gracias. Thank you.
Nothing but a bird, I'ma leave you where you stand, though. Heard you got a man, though. Hope he understand, though. You ain't nothing but a creeper, baby. I'm just saying, though. Saying, though. It ain't nothing to cut that shit out.
5 seconds.
5 segundos.
Gracias, thank you.
She'll bust it down for some down llama rips. Me like some bubble gum, something like Rashid. Gotta give my partner some, she on me like Adidas. Baby, you can't hold back, stop flexing like you not. Your man tryna patrol that, I guess he is a cop. But he really can't cuff.
5 seconds.
5 segundos.
But I didn't have enough, cause she's making my hot blowing up. But on what I tell you about that. Tryna hold something.
Time. Gracias, thank you.
Do that? Can't be playing around with that. Why he? And you can't say nothing now, cause we all been through with that, It ain't nothing to cut that shit out. It ain't nothing to cut that shit out.
Judges, as a reminder, 145 is separate. He is in men's physique, 35 and over.
So what you saying though? You know I'm the man though.
You know that ain't a real bag. That's a knockoff. When I get the work, I get the jugging like hot sauce. Outdoor.
Can we get number 80,
Número 80.
99,
99.
121,
121.
141?
Y 141.
If I don't like your diss, I turn that hoe into a frisbee. I throw it out on that right by the window. 3 cell phones and all of them jumping. I can see your house and all of them nothing. Yeah, I'm a done.
All right, gentlemen, spread out a little bit, please.
Nos separamos un poco, por favor, para hacer espacio.
Face the rear.
De espaldas, por favor.
It ain't nothing to cut that shit out.
Spread out, gentlemen.
So what you saying though? You know I'm the man
Nos
though.
hacemos un poco de espacio, por favor.
So what you saying though?
Face the front.
You know I'm
De
the
frente,
man
por
though.
favor.
Baby, I'm ashamed why you acting this way. If she bout that action,
All right, gentlemen, face the front so we can see your numbers,
Por
please.
favor, de frente para que podamos ver bien sus números. Gracias.
To my amigos, they gon' bust it on the leg. They don't play them game, cause I know that what you like. Knock it out the frame, baby girl, yes I.
Thank you, gentlemen. File off stage. We'll see you this evening.
Muchísimas gracias, caballeros. Nos veremos esta tarde.
Go ahead and bring them all out. 36, 79, 81, 82, 88, 131.
Todos al frente del escenario, por favor.
So what you saying though? You know I'm the man though. Nothing but a bird. I'ma leave you where you stand though. Heard you got a man though.
131 and 88 switch.
131 y número 88. Intercambiamos lugares, por favor.
82 and 145 switch.
82 y 145. Intercambiamos lugares, por favor. 82 y 145. Gracias.
Gentlemen, face the rear.
De espaldas, por favor.
Face the front.
De frente.
As a reminder, judges, 145 is in a separate class in Masters. All right, face forward so the judges can see your numbers, please.
Por favor, de frente para que los jueces puedan ver bien sus números.
Gentlemen, thank you very much. Go ahead and file off stage. We'll see you this evening.
Caballeros, muchísimas gracias. Nos veremos esta tarde.
Our next class will be Men's Physique A.
Nuestra siguiente categoría, Men's Physique Clase A.
Slinging on the
5 seconds.
I can picture a curb. Let the swirl the curb make meals for
Gracias, thank you.
Cup of crib in the burbs. You ain't said nothing but a word. Something for your nerve. Whole mother paid on the first end. Nigga going broke by the third. Bounce for the crown. Fast forward getting real to me now. Every dog need a cat to me out. Every once in a while. I see hands in the crowd. See white, black. Jumping around. Bump out of gown. Bounce from the ground. Hype for the sound. This verse straight from the morgue. Pop down from the floor.
5 seconds.
5 segundos.
Gracias.
Yeah. Brassy girls everywhere. Hands in the air. So party over here. Shaking for the man of the year. Man of the year. Man of the bounce. Brassy girls everywhere. Hands in the air. So party over here. Shaking for the man of the year. Man of the year. Man of the bounce. Brassy girls everywhere. Hands in the air. So party over here. Shaking for the man of the year. Man of the
5 seconds.
5 segundos.
Time. Gracias, thank you.
Okay.
5 seconds.
Bossing up. You could check
Time. Gracias, thank you.
Bossing up.
Add it up, your girlfriend choosing, so you mad as chilling with my coalition, racking up.
Bossing up.
Add it up,
Bossing up.
add it up. My little Louis, but my bros and bags and stuff. Valet park my whip. Hammer time for my chip.
Bossing up.
Add it up, your girlfriend choosing, so you
5 seconds.
chilling with my coalition,
5
racking
segundos.
up.
Bossing up.
Add it up.
Time. Gracias, thank you.
Louis, but my bros and bags and
It go
stuff.
valet when I park it. OG when I spark it. Money speak when I'm talking. J's on when I'm walking. Stay fired up like arson. You can't touch my garments. Up late night past Carson. Drinking large proportions of that turn up. Juice got
5
your
seconds.
girlfriend.
5 segundos.
Checking that air. Listen in the loop. Giving all whole
Time. Gracias, thank you.
brain, no lip. I be at the ball hanging, no grip. Pants sagging, no 4/5. My security bullets like 4 inches. Kick that shit like 4 ninjas. Did this ish for my who made it out the hood to the good side. Bossing up with no tie. You heard it through the grapevine, and I was actually there. Yeah, it's clear who been getting to
5
the bread
seconds.
like putting
5 segundos.
Valet park my whip. Hammer time for my chip.
Bossing up.
Time, thank you.
Girlfriend choosing, so you mad as chilling with my coalition, racking up.
Bossing up.
Add it up,
Bossing up.
add it up. My little Louis, but my bros and bags and stuff. Valet park my whip. Hammer time for my chip.
Bossing up.
Add it up, your girlfriend choosing, so you mad as chilling with my coalition, racking up.
You know it's Mr.
5 seconds.
5 segundos.
What's happening?
Add it up, my
Hey,
little
what's
Louis,
happening?
but my bros and bags and stuff.
Thank you.
Up in this, got my goals up in this, don't get tossed up in this. I'm like, ooh, Coke boys in this, got Kid Ink in this, got ASAP Ferg in this. I'm like, 100 on that stage, 100 in them K's, in that Porsche box.
5 seconds.
Stunting to
5
my
segundos.
grave. Strapped with the 40, a real life shit. Talking about the
Gracias.
purpose, smoking
Thank
pills
you.
out shit. Stingy with the money, but the shells out shit, man. Rip the gold off your grill out shit. Pull up in the tank, cup full of drink. Make 10 mil, stuffed it in the bank. 50 on the roller, 100 on the line. Think you an animal, I turn you to a man. You throwing darts, throwing bullets, stunting on them hoes. Pull up, top off, car, hooded. This South Bronx, boogie.
Valet park my whip. Hammer time for my chip.
5 seconds.
5 segundos.
Add it up, your girlfriend choosing, so you mad as chilling with my coalition, racking up.
Bossing up.
Add it up.
Time. Gracias, thank you.
My little Louis, but my bros and bags and stuff. Valet park my whip. Hammer time for my chip.
Bossing up.
Add it up, your girlfriend choosing, so you mad as chilling with my coalition, racking up.
Bossing up.
Add it up,
Bossing up.
add it up. My little Louis, but my bros and bags and
5
stuff.
seconds.
5 segundos.
Health figuring only OG. Hill figuring only 4D. But for real, bring the whole street. 4 trip on my rollie.
Gracias, thank you.
Hammer like I'm Tony. Cocaine into a nosebleed. Make a girl wanna cuff like the police. Stop like on my goldie. Me and Rocky like Apollo Creed. Relax to the max, so cozy. Big doors on the crib, but I'm low key. Don't with the baby phony. Yo, BM don't even know me. She all on my way. Alexander White. Yeah, modular fella let the
5 seconds.
5 segundos.
Make girls scream Lord like I am a priest. I'm a boss, reclined in seas. Just collect cash.
Time, gracias, thank you.
White gold teeth every time I speak. Breathe out for the smile, I'm a G. Better talk to me nice, I'm a G. And you're dealing with a boss, so I need PC. I'm out to spread.
Belly park my whip. Hammer time for my chip.
Bossing out.
Add it up. Your girlfriend choosing, so you mad as chilling with my coalition, racking up.
Bossing up.
Add it up.
Bossing up.
Add it up. A little Louis for my bags and stuff. Belly park my whip. Hammer time for
With
my
that
chip.
drama, let's just be real. Let's just be honest. Let's just be real.
All right, we're going to go ahead and go with 6 numerically. 37,
37 al frente del
68,
escenario, 68,
83,
83,
84,
84,
86.
86,
I'm sorry, 85, not
perdón,
84.
85.
Like a recliner, I'm in this representing West Side. A lot of people try to tell me I'm the next guy. Back gang got it tatted by my left eye.
89.
89.
But you know I'm all about the business from beginning to the end. Never simping, never slipping, sipping P-A-T-R-O to the end. And if I'm in the building, know it's
Face forward, gentlemen, so we can see your numbers, please.
Por favor, de frente para que podamos ver bien sus números. Gracias.
85 and 85 come in between 37 and 68.
85, por favor, entre el número 37 y 68.
Let's just be real.
Everybody slide down to your left.
Por favor, un poco de... caminamos hacia su izquierda, por favor.
So let's just be honest.
Fácil.
Let's just be real. Slow down, back. It's enough.
Face the rear.
De espaldas, por favor.
How you make it to my section in the first place? Nah, I ain't tripping, she does not know. They say it ain't tricking if you got it. I'm a boss like got it. Rap time for it and I still pop mine. Roll up.
Face the front.
De frente.
And all my homies at your door like the shining. Feel like can't nobody
37 and 85 switch.
37 y 85. Intercambiamos lugares, por favor.
pull up in the hot wheels, ball and get your hats up. If you got a problem, hotline.
Face the rear.
De espaldas.
For real, you
De espaldas, por favor.
I'ma kill 'em all better on. Said we the only ones that stunt now. Let's just be real.
Let's just be honest. Let's just be real.
Face the front.
De
Let's
frente.
just be honest.
Let's just be real.
Face forward so the judges can get your
De
numbers,
frente,
please.
por favor, para que los jueces puedan ver bien sus números. De frente. Gracias.
Let's just be real. Let's just be
Even though my head in the clouds, I'm planning on the pavement. How I'm walking around, people stand in amazement. I play a lot of game on well-being I ain't playing with. They so judgmental, maybe they don't.
All right, I need 37, 68, 83, 84, 85, 86, and 89 to file off stage. 84 come down to the middle, please.
Escenario, por favor. Muchas gracias.
84, stay put, right in the middle.
84, te quedas.
Let's bring everybody else with them,
Y
please.
todos los demás al frente del escenario, por favor.
This could be the reason I ignored the penitentiary. Not mentioning New Orleans again, coming in the city, killing all summer long. Ain't nobody pay attention. Now is it that hard to understand if you listen? Either die, go to jail.
84 and 79 switch.
84 y 79 intercambiamos lugares, por favor.
Gentlemen, face the rear.
De espaldas, por favor.
Face the front.
De frente.
Gentlemen, face forward so we can see your numbers.
Por favor, de frente para que podamos ver bien sus números. Gracias.
I'm a man, I ain't perfect, I admit it, I'm guilty, but understand, feel me. How I rhyme filthy, cause niggas out there plotting to rob me and kill me. 500,000 a year spent on security, my future war bright, but now it's getting blurry.
Gentlemen, thank you very much. File off to your left. We'll see you this evening.
Muchísimas gracias, caballeros. Nos veremos esta tarde.
Our next class is Men's Physique B.
Nuestra siguiente categoría, Men's Physique B.
Look all that I done done, my good outweigh the negativity. Mentally, I was focused on not letting history repeat itself. That's why heat was kept in the vicinity. Yes, officially, I broke the law, but not maliciously. Through all of the publicity, was anyone considering my position and the logic hidden my decision? But they caught me with them, now I'm off the prison. But is it that hard to understand if you listen, either die, go to jail? That's a hell of a decision. But I'm wrong and I know it. My excuse is unimportant. I'm just trying to let you know that
5 seconds.
5 segundos.
Gracias, thank you. Five seconds.
5 segundos.
Hey, say, listen, homeboy. You can talk all you want, man. You know what I'm saying? Everybody
Gracias,
type
thank you.
opinion, you know what I'm saying? They like yesterdays, everybody got one. Hey, but the fact of the matter remains, if you ain't walked a mile in my shoes and you ain't lived a day in my life, you ain't survived, I done survived. You ain't
Gentlemen,
had to deal-
face the rear.
I had to deal
De
with
espaldas,
homeboy. You
por
can't
favor.
judge me, partner. I mean, look at folk like Sean Taylor. You know what they say?
Face the front.
De frente, pose de frente.
He the leader today. You know what I'm saying? Now,
Face the front so we can see your numbers,
De
please.
frente para que podamos ver bien sus números, por favor.
One more time. Face the rear.
Una vez más, de espaldas, por favor.
Face the front.
De frente.
Thank you, gentlemen. Gracias. File off to the left. We'll see you this evening.
Muchísimas gracias, caballeros. Nos veremos esta tarde.
Next class is Men's Physique C.
La siguiente categoría, Men's Physique C.
Your knees get made by the street, elegant, old-fashioned man. Yeah, baby, I'm a classic man. I burn through the hood like war. When everybody feeling so cold, I cool like that King Cole. And get a bit of my glow. I got
5 seconds.
5 segundos.
now y'all with the rum, I'm a cheap beat like a dime, I'm a, and we don't live by
Time. Gracias. Thank you.
even if she go away, 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 I'm a classic man. You can be mean when you look this clean, I'm a classic man. Calling on me like a young OG, I'm a classic man. You need
5 seconds.
5 segundos.
Gracias. Thank you.
yeah, baby, I'm a classic man.
I burn through the gate like war, and everybody getting we know. Love life, live
5 seconds. Time. Gracias. Thank you.
I'm a classic man. You can be me when you look this clean. I'm a classic man. Calling on me like a young OG. I'm a classic man. Your knees get made by the street, elegant, old-fashioned man. Yeah, baby, I'm a classic man.
5 seconds.
5 segundos.
Keep my gloves dirty, but my hands clean. Gotta keep the business in the family.
Time. Gracias. Thank you.
Now my slang cane like a dandy. I tell you how it go. You pull out rubber bands, I pull out an envelope. The ladies on my elbow ain't for the show. Every man I'm on my team is a top general. Oh. Gotta be ready for war, war. Should they get into my door? Get 'em, we'll get 'em, I know.
Gentlemen, take one step to your left.
Por favor, un paso hacia su izquierda. Un paso hacia su izquierda, gracias.
You can be me.
Face the rear.
De espaldas, por favor.
Calling on me like a young OG. I'm a classic man.
Face the front.
De frente, pose de frente.
Yeah, baby, I'm a classic man.
Gentlemen, thank you very much. File off to your left. We'll see you tonight.
Muchísimas gracias, caballeros. Los veremos esta tarde.
Men's Physique D.
Men's Physique clase D.
Every day, ask a million questions like Jock, where you stay? Tell them college ball, where the chop call. Hit 20 grand, spend a grand at the bar. Just about his own, J's on my feet. I'm on that Patron, so get like me. 69 Cutlass with the bucket seats. Beat in my trunk, bought it just for the freaks. Catch me in the hood, posted at the stove. Pistol in my lap on the phone, counting dough. If your girl choose, let her do a thing. Just like a mama, nice and night brain. Everybody love me, I'm so fly.
5 seconds.
Niggas throw the deuce every time I ride by. I know you wonder why, I'm so cool.
Time.
Don't ask
Gracias.
me,
Thank
just
you.
do what you do. Meet me in the trail, it's going down. Meet me in the mall, it's going down. Meet me in the club, it's going down. Anywhere you meet me, guaranteed to go down. Meet me in the trail, it's going down. Meet me in the mall, it's going
5 seconds.
5 segundos.
club, it's going down. Anywhere you meet me, guaranteed to go down. Verse number 2, do the damn thing. Cubes on my neck, pocket
Gracias.
full of
Thank you.
frames. When I'm in the mall, hoes just pause. I pop a few tags, give me that on the wall. Time to flip the work, make the block bump. Boys in the hood, call me Black Donald Trump. Dope boy magic, 7 days a week. Number 1 record, longest nitty on the beat. Who I think they like me, better yet I know. Lights, camera, action when I walk through the door. Niggas know my crew.
5 seconds.
5 segundos.
In the front, about 35 cars. Bitches in the back. Black
Tiempo. Gracias.
like a girl. Time to recruit. If you got a problem, say it to my face. We can knuckle up anytime, any place. Meet me in the trail, it's going down. Meet me in the mall, it's going down. Meet me in the club, it's going down. Anywhere you meet me, guaranteed to go down. Meet me in the trail, it's going down. Meet
5
me
seconds.
5 segundos.
going down. Meet me in the club, it's going down. Anywhere you meet me, guaranteed to go
Tiempo.
down.
Gracias.
Trying to set it all. Let these niggas know. Have you ever seen a Chevy with the butterfly doors? I ride real slow, no need to speed. Gotta make sure you see the buttons on my feet. Feds on my trail, but they don't think I know. I keep my hands clean, cause I never touch dope. Every time I see them, look them in their eyes. Ask me how I know. It's me, surprise.
5 seconds.
Put it in
5
the air.
segundos.
Rep where you stay. Take a step back, blow the cushion they face. Stunting is a habit. Let them see the carrots.
Tiempo,
I'ma make it
gracias.
rain, nigga. I ain't scared to share. Meet me in the trail. It's going down. Meet me in the mall. It's going down. Meet me in the club. It's going down. Anywhere you meet me, guaranteed to go down. Meet me in the trail. It's going down. Meet me in the mall. It's going down. Meet me in the club. It's going down. Anywhere you meet me, guaranteed to go down.
5 seconds.
5 segundos.
strikes again. It's a nitty beat. Playmaker.
Tiempo, gracias.
That's all I gotta say. Can't see you living. The money in the way, and I'm sitting high against the ride blaze. And if you ain't gonna ride fly, then you might as well hate. I gotta eat, yeah, even though I ain't. No, it ain't my birthday, but I got my name on that cake. Believe that, and if the mans won't play, and I'm
5 seconds.
5 segundos.
praise on the gate. Hey, pick 'em up and let 'em lay. Where I'm from, we see 'em.
Tiempo, gracias.
Uptown, throw a stack at 'em, make a song about me. I'm throwing shots back at 'em. Tell my pipe, she like a addict, and she saw me cooking eggs. She thought I was back at it. I grabbed my keys, I gotta go. Got my motorcycle jacket and my motorcycle low. On the Yamaha, chromed out 1100. What I'm doing, hitting money. What we doing, hitting. What they doing, hating on us. But
Gentlemen, one step to your left.
Un paso a su izquierda, por favor, caballeros.
38 and 100 switch.
30 y
138 or 98 switch.
98 y número 100. Intercambiamos lugares, por favor.
the whole thing, big money, heavyweight, 100 stacks, spent 50 on a caddy, 25 on a pinky, bought a pound of blow and bounce back, matching grills, big houses on the hills, got them
103 and 101 switch.
103 y 101. Intercambiamos lugares, por favor. Gracias.
chickens getting tickets, want the money and the power, born stunting, uptown hunter,
100,
100
97
y
switch.
número 97. Intercambiamos lugares, por favor.
Gentlemen, face the rear.
De espaldas, caballeros, por favor.
Spread out, gentlemen.
Hacemos un poco de espacio. Por favor, hacemos un poco de espacio. Gracias.
Face front.
De frente, pose de frente.
107 and 103 switch.
107 y número 103. Intercambiamos lugares, por favor.
Face the rear.
De espaldas.
Face the front.
De frente, pose de frente, por favor.
97 and 100 switch.
97 y número 100. Intercambiamos lugares, por favor.
All right, gentlemen, face forward for the judges. Can get your number, please.
Por favor, todos de frente para que los jueces puedan ver bien sus números. Gracias.
Very good class. Gentlemen, thank you very much. File off to the left. We'll see you this evening.
Caballeros, muchísimas gracias. Los veremos esta tarde.
This will be our last class of the morning, Men's Physique E.
Esta es nuestra última categoría, Men's Physique Clase E.
right behind me, that's the drum line. All you hear is brat, brat, hit it one time. Punchline, had bread since the lunch line. I can put them soldiers on the front line. Open season, just give me the reason. The bustin', just let it squeeze it. My rope a dope is the meanest. I box you up in the freezer, comatose paraplegic. I'm dodging the misdemeanors, hoping I don't get subpoenas. But banging at the truck, I'm T-Rob, gon' let it. You heard what I said. Yo, is a bird, but I don't give a bread. What? Problem past the. Playing they ballin', then why they close free? These a sheep like a nosebleed seat. You ain't gotta go to Miami to feel the heat. At LA, to your belly. My OGs keep the in the pellet. Get ahead till it ache, that's a headache. Do it tonight, send it straight to Fele. I'm selling dreams, the money team.
Buenas tardes, ¿qué tal? ¿Qué tal? Gracias por venir al Monterrey Bodybuilding Championships. La primera vez que tenemos un IFBB Pro Show aquí en Monterrey. ¿Cómo están? Eso, más ánimo. ¿Cómo están? Ok, pues gracias por asistir a este excelente evento traído por IFBB Pro League y Martín Carrillo. Muchas gracias, Martín. Ahora tenemos los verdaderos IFBB Pros, Amanda Latona y Steve Kuklo, el jefe Steve Kuklo, vienen para presentarse en un seminario donde ustedes tienen la oportunidad no únicamente de conocer a esas grandiosas personas, pero pueden preguntarles lo que quieran.
Yeah, that's right.
Lo que quieran, ¿verdad? Siéntese, por favor. Bienvenido a México. Si no conocen a Amanda, es IFBB Pro Bikini, ha participado muchas veces en el Miss Olympia Bikini, con muchas calificaciones. También es conductora en el Mr. Olympia. Claro, todos nosotros conocemos el programa de Mr. Olympia. Y el jefe Steve Kuklo, bueno, un animal, bestia, sí. Participó este año también en el Mr. Olympia, gana muchos Pro Shows. Ahora ustedes tienen la oportunidad de conocerlos. Bienvenidos.
You repeat that in English. I'm joking. What's up, everyone? How many people speak English?
Who understands us?
Okay.
Well, we're going to talk a little bit, and then we're going to kind of open the floor for you guys to ask us some questions, and hopefully be able to help you guys out. Maybe you have a question about the industry or about us being a couple or stuff we do. We're here for you guys, so excited to be here. Thank you for having us.
So, hey, what's up, y'all? Let's see. I started training when I was 18 years old. So for 2 years, I've been working out now, I know. And I started competing in the NPC in 2009, the first year that they had the bikini division. So I do like to think that I pioneered it in, Mr. Chang. And so it was a new division, and it was really exciting because it gave women like me an opportunity to be on stage. I love training, but I couldn't get as big and enough muscle to be figure. So with bikini, it allowed a nice stage presence, and we were kind of setting the standard for what you see now and what it's kind of evolved to what it is. So 2009, first year, 2010 was the first year for pro. I have 10 pro wins. I have 26 first place finishes, and in 2014,
I might want to just translate a little bit of
Oh,
that
you're going to
over.
translate? Okay.
Yes, of course. I was like,
they're
okay, I try to
shaking
give you the cue, be polite. Okay, voy a traducir más o menos lo que Amanda estaba explicando. ¿De dónde viene? Son de Texas, son tejanos. Amanda comenzó su carrera en la NPC en el año 2009. En ese momento había la apertura it was the launching of the bikini division around that time. Sí, la apertura de la división bikini, y inmediatamente ella se sentía como identificaba con la división, porque pues figura, la clase figura, la división figura es distinta, es un poco más musculosa. Ahora vimos en la parte amateur muchísimo talento. Felicidades a todas esas mujeres que subieron esa tarima, pero obviamente bikini tiene otros, es otra línea, es otra dinámica, es otro físico. Entonces Amanda comenzó a competir, le gustó mucho y de repente empezó a ganar muchos torneos NPC hasta que ganó su carnet pro. Where did you get your pro card?
The USA's in Vegas, 2009.
2009, se llaman los USA's 2009, y es una competencia nacional. Típicamente los Estados Unidos tienen entre 4 y 6 calificadores nacionales para pro cards en los Estados Unidos. Ahora eso ha cambiado un poco. Things have changed a little bit. They've opened up a little bit. Ahora hay muchos calificadores para IFBB Pro Card como este evento gracias a la IFBB Pro League. ¿Qué más? What's next?
¿Qué más? What's that mean? What's next?
Yeah.
So, now, we talked about your background or how we met. How long have you been? So in 2014, we did the Olympia, and that's how we met at the Olympia. And yay, it's exciting. But then you can want to talk about how you started and how many years training.
So I've just came off competing at Mr. Olympia this year. I got 10th place. That makes me one of the top 10 bodybuilders in the world.
First in my
All right, Steve. Gotta give a double bicep. Let's get some poses here right now. Come on.
Come on, Hubs, I'll beatbox.
Calificó en el Mr. Olympia. Quedado entre los mejores este año. Se conocieron en 2004. You guys met in 2014. En el Mr. Olympia, Swellmates. Eso se llama Swellmates de verdad, porque se entienden lo que es el estilo de la vida, ¿no? Fitness. Comer sano, dormir sano, entrenar sano. Obviamente es un deporte muy sacrificado, entonces se entienden mejor. Y de eso se trata nuestro bello deporte, entenderse entre las parejas.
Exactly. Sí.
I got all that. So just coming off the Mr. Olympia, this was my 5th Mr. Olympia. I've been competing for 14 years as a bodybuilder, but then a professional now for 7 years. This sport has brought me so much, able to travel the world and meet so many wonderful fans like you guys, but also the most important thing in my life, my wife, which we just said in 2014. We met at the Mr. Olympia competition, and then we ended up getting, after our first date, what was it?
6 weeks later, we got married.
6 weeks later, we got
That's
married.
right, people. Olympia brings people together.
That's right.
Just saying.
Bueno, dice que Amanda que Olimpia une las personas en muchas formas, no únicamente en el aspecto comercial, pero las familias, todas las personas que existen en Mr. Olympia, hasta los competidores se enamoran, como ustedes se enamoraron en 2014, y yo irónicamente, ironically, I was a witness to that.
You were?
Yeah, porque yo había traído a Steve Kuklo a Santiago de Chile para un seminario, guest posing y todo, y lo vi bien enamorado, llamando por WhatsApp, Skype cada 5 minutos. Y digo, Steve, ¿qué pasa? Pues apenas 6 semanas después, se decidieron casarse y la demás es historia. Steve tiene ya 5 calificaciones y participaciones, 5 participations in Olympias, right? Yeah. En 7 años, in 7 years, right?
Yep.
Yeah. 7 años como pro, 5 calificaciones y participaciones de Mr. Olympia, y this year was your best year, right? And that was 10th place, or? 10th. 10º lugar. Entonces ya el jefe va acumulando puntos y batallando para esa primera llamada. Felicidades. Tell us a little bit about the lifestyle now. I was just talking about that. How do you guys keep balance in the house? You got a lot going on. You guys are both entrepreneurs. You got several businesses. Yeah, real life. You got business. How do you keep the training and the balance up?
Well, I think it's really important because, we always say, when you're competing, I'm always honest in saying it's kind of a selfish sport because you have to make it that way in order to be your best. And also you have to be, we come on the stage to win. We're both champion. You have a champion mindset. So it's really about going and setting your sights for winning. But the difference is how is your attitude if you don't win. So we like to go with, in our heart, we train with a mindset is we're here to win, we're gonna do everything we can, but whatever happens, we accept that as that's what it is, and that's what creates to have a really good attitude as a champion and really good sportsmanship. So we like to take what we do and again, be supportive. I know you wanna translate, but I think it's really important because of the fact that it's one thing to see, I need my hand because I talk with my hands because I'm Italian. It's one thing to see, oh my gosh, mercy, what people do on stage, but it's what happens backstage that makes the whole thing. And I think if anyone's here and they've competed, they know that their family is supportive. So for me, when we got married, I had been competing for already 11 years, and I was just ready to be off stage. So I came into it going, all right, well, now you're doing it. I have to be supportive. So having a support system around you is super important. You have to understand that there's sacrifices. You have to go, this is what it is, you know. But at the same time, the person competing has to also be courteous to not use, well, I'm dieting to be in a bad mood. You have to realize that, hey, look, if you're hungry, you exercise self-control and how to then be able to make this part of your lifestyle and then also a career.
En pocas palabras, ellos se evitan de tirarse platos. I'm saying, in more words or less, you guys learn how not to throw plates at each other in the kitchen.
I'll say.
Yeah.
So both of us being in the fitness industry, competing for many years, we have an understanding, especially her with me competing now and training and the time and energy that it takes to compete. And whether you're on a amateur level or whether you're on a professional level, it's just still the same amount of time, still the same amount of energy. It's just that, you know, we do it for more, I guess, more stake, you know, like there's more on the line for us. But as far as, you know, her understanding what I do and being compassionate and being helpful is what makes this work, you know. I mean, anybody, you can't have two people going in separate directions. You always have to be on the same page with everything and kind of do it together.
But he's also a really good dieter. Like, he's not, you know what I mean? He's so kind. Like, it could be Olympia weekend and he's actually bringing me coffee. So it's not, you know what I mean? It's a very mutual. I have to brag about it. You know what I mean?
I know, I got to translate.
I don't think people think we're throwing plates because, like, we actually don't argue. Like,
Well,
I gotta pick up the
básicamente
plates.
todos nosotros sabemos que es un deporte narcisista, ¿verdad? O sea, este deporte requiere muchísimo tiempo en el gimnasio, muchísimo tiempo dedicado a la cocina, a las horas de dormir, una disciplina muy extrema, es uno de los deportes más extremos del mundo, pero entre la comunicación entre ellos es lo que vale más, que ellos se entienden, siempre están en el mismo ritmo, que coinciden las necesidades entre pareja. Y ayudamos mucho que Amanda apenas estaba como casi terminando su carrera cuando Steve entró, el boom de su carrera, ¿no? Su época de oro. Entonces, como atletas se entienden el sacrificio que se requiere, entienden lo que es estar bajo de dieta, bajo de estrés. Hay algunas parejas aquí que conozco personalmente que saben exactamente lo que estamos hablando. Es muy importante, más que todo, mantener la paciencia y entenderse su mundo. Por eso es una pareja fitness de verdad.
exactly. And a lot of times people say, you know, how do you make this into a career? Because a lot of times people want to know, how do you transition from the stage to actually make a career of it? And, you know, what I always tell people is you have to have something that makes you unique and stand out. So when I started doing this in 2009, there was maybe 20, 30 people in my class. Now you're looking at an amazing class that each one of those people could be a winner, you know. And even at this Olympia, I was back there and I'm like, I could pick out any one of these girls and go, she could win, she could win. But what makes it different, you know, to me, I think it's a different factor, star quality, you have it factor. You really have to have always a mindset. I think when I was doing it, my mind was always, what's the business side of this? Like, what else can I do to make this to where I'm just, when I walk off stage, I didn't just diet for 12 weeks and I get a paycheck or I don't. What do you do from it? So you have to think, what do you want to do in this industry? If you want to actually have a career, you have to be, I think, find yourself with a lot of skills. The more skills, the better. So when you come to a company, because ideally you want to either sell a product or sell yourself, sounds bad, but as a product. And if you're going to represent a company like that company back there, if I'm up here competing and I want to go and have them give me a salary, I need to be able to speak about the product. I need to be taking the product. I need to have information and knowledge. I need to be able to have a good personality. I need to be a go-getter. I need to be able to translate. I'm on a roll, buddy.
Bueno, lo que dice Amanda es muy cierto. Hay que tener una mentalidad de empresario. Cada uno de ustedes que compite es una compañía, una empresa, una sociedad anónima. Porque competidores hay millones en este mundo. ¿Qué se hace? ¿Qué se marca la diferencia cuando hay 30 atletas de bikini fitness o físico-culturistas o men's physique o clase physique en la tarima? Es tu actitud. Lo que no únicamente haces en tu preparación en tarima, pero cuando ya bajas a la tarima, ganas o no, ganaste, porque tú pusiste tu mejor ahí, pero lo que marca la diferencia es lo que tú haces después cuando bajas a tarima, en tus redes sociales, cómo trabajas con las marcas, cómo está tu portafolio, tu currículum vital, llevando a cabo una mentalidad de un empresario para que cuando tú decides dejar este bello deporte, hay algo después. Cada atleta tiene que comenzar a pensar como un empresario, un businesswoman o un businessman. Cada uno de ustedes puede tener su propio negocio como hizo Amanda Latona y Steve Kuklo. Y ahora ustedes, you guys have like a few companies, right?
Yes.
How many companies you got?
Technically, it would be 3. So Trace.
Tres.
But what like Amanda was saying, with being in the industry and trying to figure out how to make a career out of what you love. Everybody does this because you have a passion for fitness or bodybuilding. You wouldn't do this and sacrifice, holidays and eat this strict food regimen that we have if we didn't love it.
Love it first.
You have to love it. So that's for us. We figured out, okay, we're athletes. We represent a company. We represent All Max Nutrition. And doing that, they pay us a salary, so we're able to make an income off that. We make an income off winning competitions as a professional. And then we finally, now we promote our own bodybuilding show in Texas. And, that's for us, we're able to put on a show how a competitor we feel would want to compete. And then also we started a company together, Booty Queen Apparel, which we were on Shark Tank, and it's her own fitness apparel line.
Okay. Bueno, Steve obviamente como competidor y Amanda ganan por sus competencias, pero también tiene una línea de ropa deportiva, de licras. ¿Cómo se llama? What's the name of it? The fit
Booty
apparel?
Queen Apparel.
Booty Queen Apparel.
Booty Queen Apparel.
How do you say
Okay.
booty in Spanish?
¿Cómo
se dice booty?
Trasero.
Trasero?
Trasero. Yeah, booty. Pero muchos entienden lo que es el booty, ¿verdad? Boom, boom. El booty,
Universal.
¿verdad? Sí. En Brasil dicen boom, boom. Yeah. Boom, boom. Yeah.
Boom Boom Queen.
Bueno, y es muy importante tener una mentalidad como empresario porque nunca uno sabe cuándo es su último día. Y hay que autoafianzarse porque no siempre una marca o un auspiciador está presente. ¿Qué pasa con tu carrera? Se te vence, se te termine una lesión o simplemente ya no puedes o estás listo para otra etapa de tu vida. Pero tú quieres dar una continuidad en el nicho, no en el campo deportivo. Entonces, la mentalidad ganador de un empresario siempre está lanzando marca propia, trabajando como embajador de marcas y hay que siempre mantener un profesionalismo. Ellos tienen la marca. ¿Hace cuántos años lanzaron la marca? How many years did you launch the booty fit line? 3
3
años.
years.
3 años tienen con la marca. Hacen las ventas online, hacen las ventas en los eventos y también tienen sus propios. Aparecieron en el programa muy famoso de Mark Cuban en los Estados Unidos, Shark Tank, donde mucha gente que es muy pionero, muy innovador, se presenta su idea y busca inversionistas. Fue un gran paso para su marca, yo creo. Y así salieron más por el lado de paparazzi, la vanguardia, no únicamente como atletas compitiendo, pero como embajador, como modelo. Y eso es lo que está pegando más en hoy día. Aparte tiene sus eventos en el grandioso estado de Texas, que queda un poco más norte de aquí, el Kuklo Classic. Where can they find more about that awesome show, by the way?
Ooh, kukloclassic.com. We're usually in May show, but we love our show. This is our 3rd year, and so the first year that we did it was 3 years ago. I think we actually broke records for the best show in Texas for the most competitors first time. So then this year we actually had the most competitors in Texas. So we were the biggest show in Texas. But with that, we don't take anything for granted. I think the main thing you do is no matter what you do, you're constantly grateful. So for us, we know we met here in 2014. Everything we do, we appreciate, and we always work hard. We don't, come up here and put the sunglasses on and like, what up? We're just really grateful. So I think people know that and sense that excitement. But with our, as a family, our core values are just we do things with integrity and we do things with excellence. So if you're always doing everything you're not trying to shady and, well, hey, let me, who can I screw over here for my own benefit? We do things because by our word, and we do them, again, with a level of excellence. So when we put our show on, we spend a lot of money doing it, but that value, people, word of mouth, and they talk about it, and now that's known as a show to do, and that helps growth. So anything you do, put your heart in it, do it with excellence, and that's how you're successful with doing that.
La filosofía de la familia Kuklo, you like that?
I like that, La Familia Kuklo.
Yeah. Sus valores de corazón son integridad y hacer todo con excelencia, incluyendo su evento, el Kuklo Classic. En 3 años ha crecido ser el evento más fuerte de la NPC en el estado de Texas, con más competidores. Y por esa razón, por dar tanto cariño a su evento, dar tanto cariño a los atletas, sobrepasar las expectativas de un evento NPC en Texas, por esa razón la gente vuelve, ¿no? Y gracias a cada uno de ustedes por venir a este evento. ¿Les gusta el venue, verdad? ¿Les gusta el sitio? Está muy bonito, ¿no? Sí, igual con esa mentalidad ganador, atrae mejor público y un público que quiere repetir ese negocio, ¿verdad?
Right. So, and my advice I like to give to people is, whatever you do, because a lot of people get overwhelmed and they see someone being successful and they get, discouraged, how can I do this, this, and this, especially with social media. I think with social media, a lot of people compare what they're doing to what other people are doing. And I always say, don't chase after someone else's dream because it might not have the same outcome. And so if someone wants to start a clothing line, I'm not jealous of that because I'm like, go for it. If you're successful in that, go. There's enough success for everyone. So, but it's a lot of work. So what we always say is you streamline to what you're doing. You take a couple things and then you do those things with excellence. So with us, we have a lot of opportunities given to us, especially since Shark Tank. People are always reaching out. I got this. And it sometimes you feel like you're gonna miss out on something if you turn something down. But if you streamline and say, I'm gonna do, for us, we do competing, we do our bodybuilding show, we do our apparel, we do all max. But if we wanted to do this and this and this, and I got YouTube videos over here, and I've got my car wash business over here, and I got my thing, I got my makeup business, you're all over the place. So something's gonna suffer. So with us, it's about scheduling. We know this is how much time we have to set for here, this is what we're doing, here, here, here. So it's really a partnership, a communication, and both people doing their job, but then again, surrounding yourself with other people who you trust that really wanna help you succeed. That's hard to find, but doing that, again, so streamline, pick a couple things that you wanna do, really focus on those, and don't think about what other people are doing, just focus on what you're feeling in your heart you're supposed to do.
En este mundo ahora es muy, muy fácil estar atrapado en el mundo de las redes sociales, siempre viendo el éxito de los otros. Es difícil a veces no desanimarse porque ves el éxito de otro y dices, wow, ¿qué le está haciendo bien y yo mal? ¿Cómo puedo ser como él o ella? Pero ella recomienda que uno enfoque en sus propias metas, no las metas de otras personas. Sí, hay que tener 2 o 3 metas muy realistas y seguir en ellos hasta que ya tengas logrado lo que tienes en mente. ¿Sí? Perseguir los sueños de otros te van a llevar al fracaso. Perseguir el sueño propio y siguiendo ese camino muy fuerte hasta que se haga una realidad es la clave de éxito. Y con ellos tenían varios negocios antes y ellos tuvieron que en verdad elegir 3 negocios o 4 negocios fuertes que pueden participar y dar todo corazón. Porque ella indica que si uno está muy distraído con 10 negocios o 10 temas en la vida, pues haces casi los 10 más o menos, ¿verdad? Y es casi una actitud mediocre, ¿no? Hay que enfocar en las cosas que sean más importantes y más si uno es deportista y no tiene que ser competidor para que sea deportista. Cada uno de ustedes que van al gimnasio muy fiel es un deportista porque es fiel a su propio físico, su cuerpo. Pero hay que tener en mente 2 o 3 metas realistas y seguir tus propios sueños hasta que se hagan una realidad.
The kid's going to ask, who out here that's listening and here at the seminar has competed or thinking about competing? You could kind of raise your hand if you have competed or want to compete. So if you're interested in competing or wondering what goes into it, you know, I'm going to talk a little bit about what it takes and time frames and, you know, a little bit about my journey as a bodybuilder, professional bodybuilder. So I've been competing now for 14 years. I started at 18 years old and, like I said, professionally now for 7 years. And it's something that a lot of people think, like, if I work out a few months, I could get on stage, turn pro, go to Olympia in a year or two. It's a long journey. It takes a lot of time. You know, you have to be patient. You have to be consistent. You have to be dedicated to the process. And it's very important that, you know, that you are patient with it. Because if somebody's 170 pounds right now and they want to compete as a top professional bodybuilder at 250 or 60 pounds, it just takes time. It takes maybe 5 or 10 pounds a year over a 5, 6, 7 year period to get to that point. And then that's kind of like where I've been. I started at 210 pounds. Now I compete at 280 pounds. So it's something that it takes time, and you have to be very consistent. It's something that's 7 days a week, 24 hours a day, 360 days a year, because give yourself a few days for holidays and relax and eat whatever you want. But most of the time, you have to be dedicated to what you're doing all the time. You have to bring your food with you, and you know, always kind of be conscious of what you're eating and your training schedule and your sleep schedule. It's all very important. It all plays a very important role or part of the equation in order to be an elite part of this sport. For me, when I get ready for a competition, I spend roughly 12 to 14 weeks to go ahead and physically prepare for a competition. Now, I train year-round, and I eat a bodybuilder lifestyle diet all year. But for a competition, I say, okay, for 3 or 4 months, it's super strict, everything's counted, weighed, measured to the T. You know, I don't miss meals, I don't skip the gym if I'm tired, I don't miss a cardio session. Everything is done, and I do it with 100%, and then that way, you know at the end of the day that it's all on you, because you can't control what other competitors are doing. You only control what you do. You give it 100%. You walk on that stage, you will have the confidence you need to be number one that day. And always walk on the stage feeling, you know what, I gave it my all, and I could be number one. Regardless of however you place, but you just knowing that you give it 100% it'll show on stage.
Voy a traducir. Steve menciona varios aspectos súper claves para la vida de un físico-culturista. Cuando yo digo físico-culturista, puede ser men's physique, classic physique, bikini figura, women's physique, todas esas bellas categorías que existen ahora, pero es una dedicación 110%. Steve dice, entrena serio y come serio 365 días al año. Sabemos que hay días feriados, claro que sí, pero es un deporte de todo el año. Sin embargo, cuando él está en plano preparación, you would say about 3 or 4 months, right? When you get prepping for a show. 3 a 4 meses, más o menos 12 semanas, que está preparando overtime, más allá de lo normal que está preparando todo el año, para estar al 110%, para que sepa cuando pise esa tarima, cuando pisa la tarima, tenga la confianza sabiendo que le dio todo. Él dio todo, entregó todo para su preparación, para estar listo en ese día que prácticamente aguantas una dieta 12 semanas más fuerte que lo normal. Those 12 weeks are a lot more strict than the regular dieting that you have to do all year round, because it is an all year round sport. I think we all learned that from Jay Cutler. He said that best. Jay Cutler se lo dijo hace años. Yo no hago dietas extremos. Yo siempre estoy cuidando lo que como para que en esos 3 a 4 semanas de más preparación todavía, yo no tengo que sufrir tanto, porque es un estilo de vida de verdad. Es un deporte repito, muy narcisista. Hay gente que vas a perder amigos, vas a encontrar problemas, te vas a jurar que estás volviendo loco en la vida, pero es parte del sacrificio de pisar esta tarima el día que cuenta más.
And you know, when he's saying 365 days a year, it's true, but a lot of people I think are discouraged because they're afraid to start doing anything fitness because they think it has to be an all or nothing, very extreme to extreme. You know what I mean? And a lot of times if you watch on social media, you'll see people that are competing and the next thing you know, they're just eating burgers and fries and constantly. And that's okay, but what's better is to kind of do it year round. So you have, instead of one day where you're just freaking free for all, that turns into a 2 days to 3 days, you know. Binging, yeah. It's true. It's way better to have a balance to where we'll go to eat. A lot of people, when they compete, they almost become like a hermit. They don't go out to eat. They don't do anything. You can find ways, if you just look at it, it's just something you're doing. So if you're going to eat, you're going to the, you know, can I get chicken? Can I get it plain? Can I get it steamed? So you have to just make it part of make it realistic to live it, and then and you know what I mean? It's not like this.
That goes back to balance.
Yeah, es una mentalidad. Uno tiene que cambiar su mentalidad. No es tanto de sufrir de una dieta. No, hay que llevar equilibrio, hay que llevar balance. Veamos por redes sociales que hay competidores que vayan a las hamburguesas, los tacos, porquerías, chatarra, comida chatarra. Pero,
enchiladas, keep going.
Bueno, y eso dura 2 o 3 días, pero lo más sano es siempre llevar un buen equilibrio. Hay que disfrutar la comida también. Hay formas. No hay que ser introvertido, no hay que quedarse en casa. Hay que salir con la pareja a cenar en un lado, pero es cambiar la mentalidad. En verdad, conocer lo que estás consumiendo. Pedir el plato en cierta manera que conviene con tu dieta. No dieta de sufrimiento, dieta de crear campeón.
Right, exactly.
You like that?
I do.
Dieta de crear campeón.
Exactly. So that way when you have those weeks that you're getting ready and it's strict, but you're not going from this crazy extreme, it's just kind of you're easing into it and you have a little more, it just makes it easier. So you're done and you just stop training, you know, you just stop cardio. You know, a lot of people are like, I hate cardio. But if you think about training for your health, like I'm doing this health and you're eating healthy, like it's a lifestyle. That way you have like, you share a dessert instead of like, I'm just gonna have 5 desserts right now. Like, then you wake up and you're like, oh my gosh, what a freak. And it's that yo-yoing that that's what hurts your metabolism.
El extremo, hacer todo en extremo, dieta en extremo y también hacerse puerco en extremo. Ella dio un excelente ejemplo. Cuando ellos vayan a cenar, van a querer un postre de vez en cuando. You guys are going to want a dessert every once in a while. En vez que cada quien pedir un postre, hay que compartir algo chiquito, empezar a medir la comida por la mente, más chiquito, y compartir el postre. No pedir a lo mejor un pizza entero. Vamos por un slice, una rebanada nada más de pizza, compartirlo. Así estás disfrutando lo que piensas que te hace falta. Y a veces en verdad nos hace falta comer un poco, disfrutar la comida. Esa es la idea, disfrutar la comida. Ahora Steve y Amanda desean abrir el piso y dejar que ustedes, y gracias por venir, ¿están despiertos? ¿Sí? Ok. Ahora tienen la oportunidad de preguntar lo que quieran a Amanda y Steve Kuklo. Adelante. Who's the victim?
So we're going to ask, we're going to open up the floor. If anybody wants to ask us a question about anything bodybuilding related, life related, couple related, you could come up right here.
So if you please step up to this microphone right here. You any have questions? Anyone?
Don't be shy.
I will ask them.
No
I will
sean
get down there.
tímidos, está bien.
About anything, about, you know.
We're here for you guys. So
Someone's got to take the jump, y'all. Someone's got to take the jump.
Si no, vamos a elegir a alguien, un víctima, ¿ok? Sergio.
Go to the mic.
Okay, it's a pleasure to stay here with you and listen your experience about of the competition, because a lot of people come here for fighting for a pro car. Okay, talk about of a special thing, the drugs, you know, because a lot of people talk high dosage is the best way. And I know you are a professional, you competed in a big league, and you have a big information about of this. Talk about of this for all members, you know, because this is amateur athletes, and it's a lot of important understand the dosage, high dosage no is the most important. The most important is the combination of the food, training, and okay, this is a sweet, maybe a sweet in the preparation, but no is the most important. In Mexico, have a lot of problems with this because don't have information about of the techniques of the workouts, don't have information about of the special diets, and every people have a lot of information about of the drugs, and no is the best way, you know. Can you talk about of this? Don't have any problem for this?
Yeah. What he's really, to me, what he's asking is kind of lay out what the most important thing is when it comes to competing. And there's a lot of misinformation out there. A lot of people put, there's some good information, but a lot of people put unvalidated information.
Especially on the internet.
Yes, social media,
I'm a
internet.
Facebook guru.
You know, especially with a lot of stuff that's out there, you have to make sure it's a credible source.
Lo que está preguntando Sergio en inglés a Steve Kuklo, él contestó al 100% bien. Hay mucha desinformación, en particular en el internet. Hay que preguntar las cosas como atletas amateur, gente que ni compite, pero quiere un físico si competiera, ¿verdad? Fitness model, como sea. Hay que preguntar, hay que asegurar que la fuente de información sea válida. ¿Sí? Muchas veces la gente critica físico-culturistas. Físico-culturistas que sean Sergio, Amanda, Steve o Physique. Sí, genetics, ¿sí? Pero son las personas más capacitadas muchas veces, pero hay que estudiar al profundo sus acreditaciones. Las fuentes de información son súper claves porque hoy en día en la internet cualquier puede ser un gurú, una persona. Y es algo muy técnico que tiene que ver con la genética, que tiene que ver con el fármaco, con la dieta, las horas de descansar. Y eso es un punto muy importante.
Yeah, and there's some very good publications that have good information. Your Muscle and Fitness Flex, MD Latino, you know, Kit is an editor there. He knows, he understands the sport and is making sure he's putting out good information. That's very important. But I think the biggest part of the equation is the nutrition. Nutrition number one, always. Yeah. You can't out-train a bad diet. You can't, you know, get on stage doing half a diet. It has to be, you know, that's the most important part. And then your training is right after that. You have to, you know, understand your body, what works for you, try different things, keep switching things up for training-wise, you know. And then when it comes to supplements and performance enhancing kind of supplements, again, that's a very small fraction of everything. Because I think people put too much focus on just that, and they think, well, if I take these supplements, they could negate everything here. But the biggest part is the nutrition and the training is number one. Yeah.
Well, and you can't, I think a lot of times if you don't, I don't know if you have a coach or not, there's, in America, everyone wants to be a coach, so they think they're an expert, so they're giving advice, and they're training you the way they would train me, and him, and
everybody's different.
And you
Cada
can't.
cuerpo es diferente.
Yeah.
Cada ser humano está hecho diferente. Cada genética es diferente, es distinta. Tal vez usted no tiene genética de su papá, tiene genética de su abuela o abuelo. La genética tiene mucho que ver. Genetics have a lot to do with it. You might not even have the same genetics as your dad. You might have your grandfather's genetics. So, you know, it does.
And that's with any sport. It's like, genetically, what are you gifted at? If you look at the Olympics, you know, there's people that are just fast runners, and you can't really train for that certain speed. You know, you can do your best, but there's a certain point where, like I could say in bikini, like you can't have as a woman, you can't train your waist to be smaller. You either have a small waist like this or you have a waist like this. So those are things that factor in. So it's a combination of everything that makes you, and you're talking about elite. So you're talking about the best of the best, what separates them. I think that's the one, but also having a coach, like he can't have a coach that diets him like a 212 guy. He's got to eat so much, it's crazy. But people don't know that, you know what I mean?
Tengo que interrumpir. Y esto es como hombre, yo levantaba pesas casi toda la vida y la desinformación que los jóvenes tienen sobre cómo subir peso. Tú habías comentado algo muy importante. Para tener una buena composición muscular hay que subir entre 5 o 8 kilos anualmente, pero de buena calidad de musculatura. Aumentar mucho peso por hacer dietas extremas.
Ajá.
Pero hay gente también, ahí te va. Hay gente también que no sepa cuántas calorías requieren. How many calories for some people do need? Hay muchas personas que no pueden subir de peso porque no están consumiendo las calorías correctas o la cantidad de calorías. Steve, how many calories do you have to eat a day just to maintain that physique?
Just to maintain like 5,000.
5,000.
Roughly, yeah,
Okay.
right now.
Now, Dexter Jackson, he's a little older now. You would have to eat like 7,000 to 8,000. And Dexter is smaller. Yo traduzco. Pero para que tengas en cuenta sobre la genética, conocen a Dexter Jackson, ¿verdad? Él está aquí ahora. Él es un poco mayor. Pero hace 5, 10 años, él tenía que comer hasta 7 o 8 mil calorías diario. ¿Sí? Para mantener su músculo. Entonces, obviamente Steve es un poco más grande, un poco más alto y está consumiendo menos calorías. O sea, la genética es distinta. The genetics are distinct. So you cannot judge a book by its cover. And that's why it requires, por eso requiere una buena fuente de información, un buen nutrólogo y más que todo estudiar esto siempre.
Ok, yo tengo otra pregunta. Le voy a preguntar cuánta cantidad de proteína él está ingiriendo, porque aquí hay pues una gran desinformación. Las personas piensan que tienen que comer mucha cantidad de proteína y el cuerpo tiene un límite de absorción para la proteína. El problema es que si comemos mucha proteína en todas las comidas, no vamos a asimilarla bien y la vamos a fermentar y eso se va a transformar en forma de grasa. Entonces yo le voy a preguntar cuánta cantidad de proteína come al día. How much grams in protein for your weight? How much you have your weight now? How much weight?
How
285 pounds.
285 libras.
Ok, ¿y eso es en kilos? ¿En kilos para la gente de España? O sea,
Divide por 2.2. Como 132 a 132.
132 kilos. Escuchar la cantidad de proteína que ingiere este hombre con 132 kilos. How much protein for kilo?
Per kilo, 1.5 grams per kilo.
1.5 gramos por kilo.
1.5 gramos por kilo. Yo sé que muchas de las personas que hoy están aquí consumen de 3 a 4 gramos por kilo de peso corporal. ¿Qué pasa cuando consumimos de 3 a 4 kilos, o sea, de 3 a 4 gramos por kilo de peso corporal, que nos convertimos en unos gordifuertes? No estamos generando masa muscular por comer más proteína. La proteína la tenemos que llevar medida. Y él está diciendo que consume 1,5 gramos por kilo de peso corporal. Escuchar porque está hablando de algo muy importante.
Un segundo. I think that Sergio does bring a good point because I wouldn't call it abuse of protein, but it's an overdoses of protein. Having a mixed diet with essential fats, everybody looks at the word like fat like it's a bad thing. It's not. And carbs, another very important thing, there are certain body types, and you'll say this, where carbs are as important as protein grams.
Yeah, I personally diet, I need a lot of carbohydrates. I eat more carbohydrates than I do protein. And a lot of people are afraid of carbohydrates, afraid of fat, and that you need the calories from fats and the carbs to really help fuel your body, because we're performance athletes. You know, we have to go into the gym and be able to train hard, be able to give it 100%. And if you don't have that fuel, you're not going to have a good enough workout to make the progress you need to make.
¿Cuántos aquí han sentido, fueron al gimnasio, quizás durmieron bien la noche antes, pero se siente como gastado de energía y no saben por qué, pero están cuidando la dieta, supuestamente, ¿verdad? Porque a lo mejor hay una falta de grasas y carbohidratos. Lo que Steve está tratando de decir es, no traten de enfocar solamente en gramos de proteína, porque cada genética es diferente, cada físico es diferente. Hay que ver lo que es todo, la dieta.
But you know, I don't know what you're saying, but Toto, I know is all. But even with protein though, like for women, you know, they say a pound per gram of body weight. Well, I'm 135 pounds. I don't eat that at all. So that's different. I don't think women need that much protein, you know? But also I think what people, and you're going back to, again, where there's so much information out there, it's crazy. You know, you have to know what works for your body. So I did a couple challenges, transformation challenges, and I had to make it, how do I reach a woman from 18 to 60? How do I give her a diet? I can give a general, a meal plan, say, this is what you should eat. But the only way that you're going to know how to do that is knowing your body. If you're a person that's better with fat, like I like low carbs and high fat, and I'm able to be lean. But I think what people don't teach is that too much protein, regardless, actually turns into sugar. It's like with keto that's going on. You know what I mean?
I know.
People would think, well, I'm just going to eat protein and I'm going to do 40. First of all, your body can only assimilate so much protein in one sitting. That's why it's better to space it out. But at the same time, so smart. But you know what I mean? It's true. If you have 50 grams of protein, your body, once it takes what it can use, then it turns it into the sugar and the... So people think that they can just eat that and go, well, I'm just eating protein, I'm just going to be lean. You can't. You know what I mean? Like, you have to have... I like fruit, where I didn't before when I was competing. And, you know, rotating your carbs, and you have to have your energy. Like, how do you train? Your body... Your body functions on, you know, your brain. You need carbs. So people go low carb, but like, what the freak are you doing? And your body shuts down. Fat, every organ in your body functions on fat. Your brain, your heart, you need that. So I think it's, again, the extremes of people going, I'm just going to eat protein, or I'm going to do what you did, or I'm going to do what he... No, you got to find out what works for you. Like I said, he eats so many carbs. I'm like, what the freak? You know, like 2 cups of rice, 8 ounces protein. But prep, the protein gets smaller, the carbs go up. And then other people, it's just fat, and they drop carbs. But I think a lot of people, if they don't know how to diet, they think harder workout, more cardio, less food, less carbs, only protein. Then they go on stage and they eat the meal. They wake up the next day and they're like, what the freak? It's the mindset. It's the mentality. Your best year was this year at the Arnold, when he actually ate the night before the way he did the night after the show. So like Arnold, the day before.
Carved up.
No, it was like 3 burgers, 2. It was, you know what I mean? It was like the stuff that you're afraid. You're like, oh my gosh, I'm going on stage. And I mean, we had room service. They like knew us. It was like more apple pie, like, because you're afraid to do that. But you do it that night. The next day, you're like, what the freak? So you have to get past that. It's knowing your body. It's knowing how it's going to respond. We don't believe in cutting water. You know, he drinks water. Salt, we don't cut salt. Because anything you take out, your body's going to be, what the freak? You know what I mean? So then you have more stuff to manipulate.
Keep things simple. That's the best way. Try not to throw too many variables in, especially when getting ready for a show. You know, the more consistency you have in your diet, in your training, and different things like that, your body likes consistency. It doesn't like crazy, you know, cutting out things the last minute, you know.
Volviendo al tema de estar comiendo sano 365 días al año, porque si uno ya se está adaptando a su cuerpo todo el año y sabe cómo responde las comidas de verdad a su cuerpo, pues ya sabe cómo va a reaccionar más o menos que cuando vaya a preparar las últimas 12 semanas. You know, if you're doing that 365 days a year, you're getting to know your body pretty well. So when you go to those last 12 weeks, you're going to know really what's working. Volviendo al tema de la proteína, Sergio, tanto Steve y Amanda identificaron un punto muy clave, que un sobredosis de proteína suele pasar que puede convertirse en azúcar y eso se convierte en calorías y puede mantener un físico bien, pero no estás realmente logrando tu objetivo, ¿sí? Y tristemente eso sucede. Steve dijo y Amanda dijo, conozca usted su propio cuerpo. Hay que conocerlo. Si eso requiere algunos análisis con el doctor de sangre, análisis de sangre, un buen nutrólogo, y eso es un proceso porque tras los años también tu cuerpo puede cambiar. Entonces hay que conocer tu propio cuerpo. En cuanto ya conozca su propio cuerpo, ya puede experimentar un poco más, pero hay que tener las bases primero.
Ok, ¿puedo hacer una pregunta más y dejo a los demás?
Nunca.
Para no
Libre,
acaparar,
si alguien más quiere
acaparar.
preguntar.
Ok, it's a lot of important understand for all these persons, the preparation of the women. Here in Mexico, the women take a lot of drugs, testosterone and drugs used the mans. Please talk about of this. Your face don't change for don't use it, these drugs. And the most women in Mexico is the mentality of Mexico. I come from Europe. In Europe is totally different. The women here of bikini thinking, okay, I want or I need big legs. No, bikini no is big legs. Okay, for this use a lot of different drugs. Please talk about of this. The woman don't need take these drugs because change to a man, you know.
Yes, and it
okay,
doesn't reverse. It doesn't reverse. You know, the side effect, especially for women.
Side effects. This is
the
the most important. Please talk
Yes.
about of this.
Yes, it's the risk and reward for taking that is for women is so bad because the side effects is very bad. Like you just said.
Escuchen, mujeres, escuchen porque esto es muy importante lo que está diciendo él. Los efectos secundarios que va a tener una mujer por consumir esos medicamentos, como pueden ser derivados de la testosterona o testosterona en sí, van a ser muy graves y va a haber una gran repercusión en su sistema hormonal. Así que escuchen porque es muy importante.
Yeah, and you know what? I think that sucks, but that's again listening to wrong information. Whoever their coach is, they don't know. But I think what that has to do with is also trying to, what you said before, I think it's trying to jump over the natural process of what I think it's
Trying to rush
it's
the
cheating.
process.
It's cheating. Let's put it that way. So when I started 2003, I said I was training since I was 18. So I've lifted for 20 years now. And a lot of women are. That's why I'm like, you got to lift weights. You're not going to get big. I tried to get big and bulky. I'm like, holla, like, but you know what I mean? It's someone coming on stage for new, and in 6 months wants to get where it took me 10 years to get. I think that's what it is. It is. It's almost like, well, whatever makes it easier. You know what I mean? But I think that you have to put that hard work in, and you have to think of, again, what's your career outside this? If you think of not just this time frame and you think future, you don't want to do that.
Yeah.
Pensando en largo plazo, obviamente hombre y tanto mujer, porque también ambos sexos pueden hacer un sabotaje de su sistema endocrino. Eso es lo que suele pasar muchas veces con ciertos fármacos que hacen perder el peso a la última hora. El hígado no sostiene, no se aguanta. Y hemos visto hasta atletas profesionales irse del mercado de repente, pues, porque ya su sistema endocrino, gracias, ya no está funcionando adecuadamente y es peligroso. Vamos a dejar a alguien más que pueda preguntar abiertamente lo que quieren, porque la verdad eso es una súper oportunidad tener dos atletas profesionales aquí de alta credibilidad. Sergio, te doy 1,000,000 de gracias por abrir las preguntas. Sabemos que siempre podemos contar en ti y felicidades.
Un placer, muchísimas gracias. Gracias por todo, gracias.
Thank you.
Hey, our helper.
Caballero.
She's been waiting right here.
Oh, lady. Okay. Gracias.
This is about competitions for you.
I love your hair, by the way.
What's your worst fear about the place in the competition?
Stage fear. She's good. I like it. Your English is good. Keep going. Stage fear, right?
Yeah.
The biggest fear, or what is the way to?
Your biggest fear.
My biggest fear?
Yeah.
Personally, or how to overcome fear? Oh, my biggest fear, not winning. That was, I hated it, it was not winning.
When they say don't break a leg.
Yeah. You know what? To be honest, I didn't. It's that's why I said it was. If you had a question about how if you were afraid to overcome it, my background is singing, so I always was I was very comfortable on stage. So when bikini started, it was new, and we kind of came on and kind of did. They didn't really have a criteria. So, I remember my first bikini, I think we just came on and it was just kind of like, hey. And when I did the shoulder shrug, which now I should have patented, it wasn't like I just went, oh, hey. It was just like a fun, like, So I wasn't afraid. So when I came on, I was like, well, I'm just going to perform and have fun. But a lot of girls don't, they're afraid of that. That's the fear. So I didn't have an actual fear to be on stage. I think my fear was, man, I freaking hope I win. Because I'm competitive, that's just in me. And I think my fear was, how am I going to place? You know what I mean? Because I was like, oh, crap, I really want to win. So I put a lot of pressure on myself. But what I hear from women is they're very nervous. And they say, well, how do you overcome that? And I say, the only way that's going to happen is practice. And you have to be comfortable going in front of people and being comfortable. The only thing that you can do is prepare yourself the best. So if you know that you did everything you can, I always say is you have to have, it's a mindset, your mentality. So when you come on, if you come on regardless of, because it's happened to me before, I remember at the Olympia, stress is so big, stress can change your body like that. So
cortisol.
Cortisol.
El estrés y te puede afectar tu físico, más flácida, pierdes el músculo.
And that's more for guys. Guys, they want to be really ripped with women, but if you're stressed, your body can change. And all of a sudden, if you go back, you go, oh my gosh, what just happened? Then that can affect your performance. So if you go out very comfortable and you present like you're here to just showcase your hard work, instead of, I'm here to compete, here we go, it's going to show differently. And I always say you have to have fun on stage. But it's only going to happen with doing it repetitively. But what I think is if you can find a way to take your nervousness and hone it into energy instead of fidgeting, that's what's the difference. So if someone comes out on stage and they come out from this side and they say, next up, and they're coming on stage and they're like, oh shit, come here. And then they come on, and what happens is if you're nervous, you're like this and you're fidgeting, you gotta kind of way to find it, and you come out and you just go plant and you're, bump, here I am, oh yeah. And then if you can kind of just switch to, you know what I mean? So a lot of times girls now, and the way bikini is, and I don't know if that's happened, Robin, but like it's this thing, like what is, like when did this happen? I don't know, don't make me take over. But less is more. So if you come on and you have to, I think, overthinking. So if you think front, here, 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 I gotta go here, and now I'm gonna go here, and now I gotta go like this, and this, and this, and this. If you just go, all right, I'm gonna go here, and then, hey, hi, and then switch to here, and here. It could be quicker instead of, okay, I'm gonna place here. So it's confidence too. And a lot of times women wanna come out, they wanna be sexy, and they're like, but it reads mean. It reads, how do you say bad? It means like, so if you come on and you have fun, and you're, and if you stumble, instead of, oh my gosh, you're just like, oh, it's practice. But it's having a confidence that if you can find a way to go, I'm nervous, but it's just different. Does that make sense? Does that help?
I'm going to translate a little bit over, and I think this can actually apply to men too. Voy a repetir un poco en español. ¿Cuántos aquí compiten? Levanten sus manos, hombres y mujeres, levanten sus manos. Ok. Felicidades. Pregunto a ustedes, ¿cuántas horas al día ustedes practican sus poses? Que sea bikini fitness, que sea classic physique, que sea físico-culturismo, women's physique. Las poses. En inglés se dice, practice makes perfect. Práctica hasta la perfección. Si uno está practicando las poses básicos y ya los tienes dominado, es como un baile. Ya puedes saltar hasta la siguiente escala. Pero practicando tus poses, ya pones tu propio sazón, ritmo, estilo. Eso te va a dar la confianza a largo plazo. Y es práctica, 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 práctica diario. Luego compites mucho y eso te da una satisfacción personal que ya sabes o que ya sepas tus pasos que tienes que dar en esta tarima. Y eso es con los chicos, ¿eh? Más que todo ahora, los jueces están buscando que los físico-culturistas posen bien. Créanme que están calificando los puntos. So this goes for both sexes. This isn't just bikini fitness and knowing the basic poses. This is bodybuilding, all the categories, todas las categorías y divisiones. ¿Cuántas horas al día practican sus poses? Es súper clave, porque si ustedes saben de verdad que han practicado sus poses, lo saben bien, van a tener mucho más confianza en tarima. Eso es verdad. ¿Hay algo más? Is there something more?
Answer your question? Do you feel?
Bueno, la voy a hacer en español porque no soy muy buena en inglés. Dentro de lo que es tu preparación, ¿qué es lo que más te cuesta dejar en cuestión de tus gustos que dentro de tu preparación no esté permitido?
Referente al alimenticio.
Referente a lo alimenticio.
What's the hardest thing to give up when you're prepping food-wise? It's a good question.
Wine. Vino.
Vino. No. I like chocolate and peanut butter. Oh my gosh. But, yeah, we're women. We like chocolate. But it's weird because since I've been off stage, my cravings are, you know what I mean? But I think anytime it's a mindset. Anytime you switch your mind to you can't have it, you can't have it, you can't have it, you want it more. So if you want chocolate cake and you say, oh my gosh, I can't have it, it makes it worse. You want it 10 times more. So it'd be better to find out a way to, maybe you can find a different, like for chocolate, I like to do, a different like chocolate protein. And, one of my favorite ways to get over that was I would get like a scoop of chocolate protein, a little bit of water and peanut butter, and I'd mix it up to where it's like a paste, and then I'd put it in the freezer. I would have that every night before I went to bed on prep for real. So it was like a way to have it without, you know what I mean? If you can find ways, especially if you're off season and you're looking for cravings, if you can find healthy substitutes or recipes that kind of help that out, whether it's like flavored coffee always worked for me. Like flavored coffee, competing, I would have like all the time. It's something to have that little bit of sweet tooth, but if you need it, try to find a way that you can exercise self-control to have a little bit and not go overboard. Do you know what I mean? Because if you're calories in versus calories out, if you do say you're like, we just talked to a girl the other day, she's 5 weeks out. She was afraid to have a burger, and I was like, girl, have one. Because it was like if you can have a normal amount of it, it's not gonna really necessarily it's not gonna make or break you. But it's what happens is you start with a little bit, and then you don't have that control, and then you're freaking full speed ahead. So my thing would be whatever it is, like mine was chocolate, find ways to healthy versions of it. So, and I don't know how accessible it is. In America, there's a lot of recipes, there's a lot of options available. Do you know what I mean?
Thank you so much. I just got to translate. There's
I'm
a
sorry,
great answer. Hay formas, gracias. En hoy día hay muchas dietas online, hay muchas fuentes de información de hacer recetas más sanas que coinciden un poco más con la dieta de tu objetivo. Disculpa que mi español no está al 100%. Pero también hay ciertas, no los quiero llamar trampas, or cheating. I want to call it cheating, pero hay que consentirse poquito. Entonces, si por ley tienes que tener un poco de brownie o postre de chocolate, evitándolo por semana tras semana tras semana, va a hacer que tú lo quieres más. Entonces, hay que comerlo, pero una porción, el premio, y no va a pasar nada, ¿eh? Claro, hay una diferencia cuando es la noche antes de la competencia. It's a little different before the night of competition. But we're talking about 365 days a year or when you start buckling down on your diet. So estamos hablando de en general o cuando estás ya más enfocado en una competencia. Hay que ser realista. Tú vas a comer un poco de aceite de cacahuate. Tú vas a comer un poco de chocolate. Pero también hay sustitutos. Ella decía como paletas, un poco de proteínas con sabor de chocolate con un poco de aceite de cacahuate, los mezclaba, licuaba y los ponían en congelador para que frizaban. Y era como una paleta antes de cada noche dormir y eso ayudaba a bajar los cravings, los antojitos, las tentaciones de comer algo mal para la dieta. Pero hay que ser realista. Realmente comer un pedazo de un brownie no te va a matar. Frecuentemente, and I'm going to say this in English first, frequently a lot of the stuff you buy in the stores now that says natural or light or low on sodium or low on sugar are loaded with other things that you think you're eating something very healthy, and it's absolutely ferocious for your diet. Would you say that's correct?
Yeah, and I think the thing you watch there is calories and sugar. Overall, you know what I mean? That's my thing.
Las cosas que siempre a cuidar son calorías y azúcar. Y lamentablemente aquí en México no hay día, I'm sorry to say this here in Mexico today, but Mexico suffers from I think it's the largest epidemic of obesity and diabetes. O sea, la población más grande mundialmente con los Estados Unidos de diabetes y obesidad, lamentablemente, porque muchas comidas están llenos de azúcar y está matando la gente. La dieta, lo que dices, oh, esto puede ser sano, no es cierto. Hay que averiguar un poco más. Y las cosas que están matando más a la gente es el azúcar.
Sugar, man, y'all. You got to keep that insulin from spiking.
And it gives you wrinkles. Sugar. Te da las arrugas. El azúcar provoca arrugas. We don't want that.
Un poquito.
Thank you. Thank you for the question.
Muy bonita. Is that right? You're very beautiful.
De tirante, pasa.
Hello. Hola.
Sí, buenas tardes. Tengo poco de conocer el medio, de hecho a Steve. Tengo poco de seguirlo, a partir del Mister Olympia te conocí, ¿verdad? Soy un fan y tengo 2 años de conocer, de conocer el gimnasio a pesar que tengo 33 años. Y estoy a un paso de decidirme, prepararme para una competición, ¿no? Porque me gusta, me está empezando a apasionar esto. ¿Cómo decidir qué categoría escoger?
Tu pregunta es, ¿cómo uno decide en qué categoría le conviene más?
Tengo
¿verdad?
muchos amigos que compiten, tengo muchos amigos que entrenan conmigo, aconsejan, pero me gustaría la opinión de Steve.
I think this is a Steve question. This could be both sexes, obviously, but, you know, alpha to alpha. Yeah, entiendes esa palabra, ¿verdad? He's just started following you right around the Olympia time, and he's been into, ¿cuántos meses llevas entrenando?
2 años.
2 años. So he's been training for 2 years, okay? And a lot of people try and give him advice. He's going to get into competition soon. He wants to start getting into competition. How does he know which category is right for him? His friends try and tell him, you know, oh, go to this class or this division, do this one. But how does he know which one's right for him?
I think if you're on the fence of not knowing which division to do, I think if there's something that you have a passion for or really desire to compete, whether you say, you know, I want to do a bodybuilding division, you know, or I want to do physique, you know, you have to know what you want to do and then train for that, but also get with a trainer. You know, you may just want to say, let me see where my body goes, and as you get closer to the show, you pick which division you want to do. You know, just you could say, man, I grew into the show, I look great, I'm going to do bodybuilding. I want to be bigger, I want to, you know, if you could showcase you have good legs, get up there and do bodybuilding show. But if, you know, legs maybe a little bit behind, you could do physique, you know, but just, again, maybe not commit right off the bat and just see how your body does as you start dieting down.
Kind of like going to school, right? Your first couple of years, you don't really know what you want to do, and then you just kind of grow into it. Yeah.
Unless you really, like, I really want to do bodybuilding.
Si tú tienes una pasión y tu decisión viene de corazón, es muy distinta, sigue tu sueño, sigue esa división. Pero si aún no está seguro, que usted vaya con un entrenador que sepa lo que hace y cómo te puede instruir bien en el gimnasio. Y entrena para un evento. Ya llegando más al evento, si tú ves que tu físico favoriza y te gusta una categoría, una división más, sigue con esa división, ese tipo de físico. ¿Sí? A veces no sabes en el principio, es sobre el camino cuando tú empiezas a enamorarse con un tipo de división. Y hemos visto eso en la Liga Pro. I'm going to start saying this in English, and you can agree if you want, and then I'll translate over your answer. But we've seen this in the Pro League. A lot of people get their IFBB Pro card. Hay muchos que consiguen su carnet Pro en una división y de repente cambian de división porque se sienten más cómodo en una otra división cuando ya es Pro. Is that true? Did you understand that?
Yeah, kind of. You make pro in one division and go to another.
Yeah, and that happens even on the pro level.
Sometimes it happens, and you know, it can be, like if somebody's on the fence, if they're like, they're good enough to be a bodybuilder as far as muscularity, but if they come down a little bit, they'll be a really good classic physique competitor. They can do, like, that's good.
Those men's physique guys that went up to classic physique.
There's not a lot of them because, you know, a lot don't have enough legs. So some of those classic physique guys have amazing legs. And, you know, that's an important part of our sport. You know, the legs is what wins a lot of bodybuilding competitions.
Entonces, es sobre el camino. No dejes tu objetivo y disfruta el camino. Es lo más importante. Sí, porque la verdad, if you don't enjoy this, don't get into it.
Well, and it's like, and you have to also go where your body goes, what you want to do genetically, what your body wants to do. Like with women, a lot of women always say, what do they want to do? And they bikini or figure. If you're just a woman that builds muscle, maybe you go to figure. But if you're also a woman that has a lot of muscle, a lot of girls are afraid of the posing. So the only thing I can make a difference there is, are you comfortable? That would be the difference, because bodybuilding and classic is almost the same type of posing, but men's physique is a different posing. So if you're comfortable with men's physique poses, but you wouldn't be comfortable with bodybuilding, you're going to fall, you know what I mean? You won't be able to be a good bodybuilder, because even if your physique is ready, but you're not comfortable doing this or this, that, you know what I mean? So it has to be is where you're comfortable posing, where your body goes naturally, and then what you want to do. You know what I mean? And how do you place? If you do men's physique and you're just not doing good, because you're like, well, you're too big, you try classic, you start doing good, you know what I mean? Then you know, because you want to do something that you're going to be good at. So it all, you know, does that make sense? It's all gonna.
¿Traduzco? Sí, también si te va. The posing part, yeah. So, básicamente, no únicamente el aspecto del físico, que estás básicamente esculturando tu cuerpo, ya, pero también las poses. Si tú no te agrada posar como men's physique para nada, pues men's physique no va a ser para ti. Ya sabrás que tú vas a entrar classic physique, físico-culturismo, en alguna manera, ¿sí? Para que disfrutas más ese tipo de posing. Entonces, es sobre el camino. Tú vas a decidir y tú vas a saber el momento cuando empieces a experimentar con las diferentes categorías.
Gracias.
Gracias a ti. Gracias a ti.
Uno más, here.
Hey guys. A short question, and this is about you were talking before. This is about the dieting. How do you split your macronutrients in both sessions, in bulking sessions and in pre-contest?
Bulking and dieting?
Yeah.
Bulking and dieting, like off-season, on-season difference? So for me, I eat very similar year-round. So it's not a big transition when I have to diet. Like, it's not different foods. I always eat the same foods all the time. But the difference is, in the off season, I give myself a little room to have a dinner out. If I have a craving for something, I eat it and I don't worry about it. Whereas the dieting season, when I'm getting ready for a competition, I'm very strict. I don't, you know, unless it's scheduled or something I really need, I don't go off my diet. It's very, you know, 100%. Versus off season, I give maybe 90% consistent and 10% a little bit leeway. And then that way it's, you know, it's a little bit more relaxed and you could kind of eat as you want. I don't really count so much. I make sure I get my meals in. I try to average 6 meals a day. That's, for me, that's a good amount. I mean, some people need more, some people need a little bit less. But for me, 6 meals a day, and I would say my ratios are probably 50% carbs, 30% protein, 20% fat.
The last question about the supplements. Which one are the most important for you?
Good question. Supplements? Yeah, what are the most important supplementos para ti? What are the most important supplements for you?
I always say number 1 supplement is food. That's the most important out of everything. Number 1.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay.
Give it up.
What you're eating. You know, you
Comida.
can take all the supplements you want, whether it's performance enhancing, whether it's protein powders, pre-workouts, whatever. If you're not eating right, nothing will happen, you know.
Y cuando él dice, si no estás comiendo bien, no pasa nada, no va a lograr su éxito. Pero comer bien depende en cada quien de ustedes, porque cada físico es distinto. Comer bien usted no significa lo que él tiene que comer. Cada físico es diferente. Entonces, comer bien depende en cada uno de ustedes, lo que su nutrólogo, lo que sus análisis de sangre, o lo que ha estudiado en su cuerpo indica. Diariamente. What's another supplement?
But I think as far as the actual supplement from the company that we work with, Allmax, I'm a big fan of their protein powder, number 1, just because, you know, the amino acids in there are your body utilizes so well after you train. It helps recovery. That's probably my favorite supplement. You know, pre-workouts are good. I'm not a big fan of a lot of stimulants because your body gets used to them and you need to take more and more and more, and eventually it's kind of not as healthy, you know. But that's probably my favorite, yeah. As simple as that is, probably a good protein powder, a quality.
I like BCAAs and carnitine for fat loss. For fat loss, I'm not really a big fat burner. Carnitine, I just think is a great supplement.
L-carnitine.
And branched chains, BCAAs.
BCAA.
Aminoácidos esenciales, essentials? Yeah, esenciales. Aminoácidos en polvo or in tablet? Powder, polvo mejor. Yeah, llega directamente.
Sí.
Gracias.
Gracias.
No more. Les pedimos disculpa que...
You got one question. He's antsy. Uno más, I guess. You see him?
Yes.
Come here.
This guy.
What is?
Come here.
What is the quantity of the water drinking in all day?
Okay, that'll be a quick one because we got to get this guy.
Six.
We got to close it up.
Minimum 4 liters, average 6.
Mínimo 4 litros de agua al día. Uno tiene que tomar normalmente 6 litros. Mínimo 4. Es verdad, mucha gente no toma la cantidad de líquidos, agua al día que debe ser. Y eso puede tener un negativo impacto en tu físico en muchos aspectos, no únicamente en el músculo. Caballero, gracias por su paciencia. Es el último porque tenemos que respetar el tiempo del evento.
Buenas tardes. Vengo como fanático, porque si me gustan mucho los cursos seminarios y no me perdía.
¿Puedes acercar el micrófono, por favor?
Sí.
Ya.
Vengo como fanático, yo soy quiropráctico y apenas tengo 2 años que tengo en la escuela. Mi pregunta es sobre el sobreentrenamiento y el descanso, porque me ha atacado gente que ha ganado aquí en México y buenos eventos, se han lastimado la columna. Yo veo que los profesionales se cuidan bastante. En Europa, la gente de Europa me ha dicho a mí, profesionales, que para ellos no es sobreentrenamiento, es cuerpo mal alimentado y mal descansado. Y ellos una vez al mes van a darse un masaje, tejido profundo, quiropraxia, todo eso. Mi pregunta es para él, ¿cada cuándo descansa? ¿Cada cuándo se checa? Porque pues entrenan bien duro. Y pues para entenderlos más, aprender de ellos. Sí.
En pocas palabras, estás preguntando el promedio de cuántas horas de descanso uno requiere cada noche.
Por ejemplo, a veces en sobreentrenamiento, a veces muchos le dan lunes a domingo, descansan nomás una vez a la semana, otro el tercer día. ¿Okay? Y cada cuando maneja él un masaje, una quiropraxia, checarse, veo que hay Jay Cutler y todos van con un especialista.
Okay. He's asking kind of 2 questions at once. So, first, resting time. You know, that's a little different for everybody. Obviously, your resting time is going to be different. His time, and her time, and him time. But average resting time without overtraining. What works best for you and what works best for you? And then he's got a chiropractor question. So,
as I prepare for a competition, my rest time between sets goes down. My intensity of my training goes up. So by keeping my rest minimal between sets, increases my heart rate, burn more calories, and more higher intensity workouts. When I'm trying to, say, lift heavier off season, increase my strength, I give my time more rest. So average, say, 15 to 20 seconds, 30 seconds pre-contest before a show. Off season, 1 to 2 minutes between sets.
wow, ok. Entre temporada, cuando está preparando en los últimos 12 semanas para un evento muy importante, entre series le da entre 15 y 30 segundos máximo entre series de diferentes ejercicios. Cuando está fuera de temporada, le puede dar hasta 1 minuto, 2 minutos entre series, porque él está tratando de incrementar más fuerza, está cargando más peso, tratando de incrementar más fuerza. Obviamente, eso no será un objetivo cuando tú estás preparando para una competencia de las últimas 12 semanas. Tú estás tratando ya cargar, ya escultar el cuerpo bien. Entonces, la rutina se convierte un poco más intensa en el sentido de cardíaco. Now, preguntabas también sobre los ciclos de dormir, ¿no?
Cuando descansan entre semana o fin de semana, a veces, nomás en las ciudades grandes a veces los gimnasios abren los domingos y sábados. Mucha gente aquí en México va a entrenar de lunes a viernes y cuando compite, cada cuando va con un quiropráctico, un fisioterapeuta.
Okay. I know you used to be a fireman, so now you're getting a lot more stuff. Él fue un bombero antes, entonces, you're still fireman?
Not full time, but yes.
Ok, pues sigue como tiempo parcial de bombero. Él fue tiempo completo bombero, ¿eh? Él salva vidas. Entonces, sabemos que la vida de un bombero, pues a veces no consigue la cantidad de horas de descanso porque siempre está al pendiente al pueblo, ¿no? Pero proponiendo que tú tienes una vida normal de casa y trabajo, how many hours of sleep do you get a night? And what days do you take off from training?
Pre-contest, I take 1 day off. I usually take Sunday off before a competition. 2 days off in my off season. I train 5 days in my off season, and I like to get about 7 hours of sleep on average. Sometimes less, sometimes more. Just depends.
Promedio siempre 7 horas cada noche de descanso y the first answer. Oh, yeah, días de descanso. Cuando está de temporada alta, cuando está entrenando para un concurso, un torneo, un día libre que siempre es el día de descanso, domingo. Fuera de temporada, 2 días de descanso. A él le gusta entrenar 5 días a la semana. How often do you go to a chiropractor?
Once a week.
Una vez a la semana. Clavísimo.
At least once a week.
Clavísimo, porque
Very
lamentablemente...
important to take care of the body.
Yeah. Gracias. Pues muchas gracias a ustedes por asistir a este seminario. La verdad, apláudense, por favor.
Gracias.
Muchas gracias.
Muchas gracias.
Now, remind them, where can they follow you on your social media besides Google?
You can follow us just with our names. Steve Kuklo, Amanda Latona would be under her.
Yes, but I'm Amanda Kuklo. So I'm actually going to take a picture right now, so hey.
Let's do this, everybody. Kind of get around. We're going to take a selfie with everybody in the back.
Yeah. I never do this. Google.